The most telling point was the majority of speakers had obviously done zero preparation, and this speaker had worked out what needed to be said. The majority had not considered what they might say until they swung their torso around towards the microphone. That is not a lot of preparation time. Present Dojo Stato! This is the Presentations Japan series being broadcast from Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan. Your motivation to become a fully competent presenter has led you to this podcast. Congratulations on your commitment to be a person of persuasion. Today's show is brought to you by the High Impact Presentations course. This is the gold standard for presentation training. Doing this course will transform your career and life. Persuasion power is the number one business skill possessed by only the few. You will immediately become one of them. Host the High Impact Presentation course in-house or come to our public programs. We offer the training in Japanese or in English. If you want to master presenting, then contact me at greg.story, that's greg.story, STORY at dalecarnegie.com. Also, over at japan.dalecarnegie.com, you will see an assembled collection of free materials to help you grow even faster. Take a look. I do 3 weekly podcasts, and if you have an interest in leadership, search for the Leadership Japan series on iTunes. If your interest is in sales, then look for the Sales Japan series also on iTunes. This is episode number 4, and today we are discussing how to destroy our reputation in 1 minute. It's a big crowd. Yet the conversation suddenly dies and a hushed silence now sweeps through the room. All eyes are fixed forward as the MC tears at the envelope and announces this year's award winner. Polite applause fills the air as the proud selectee stands up, glances around smiling, shakes hands, and navigates between the maze of tables and chairs up to the podium. Receiving the prize, obediently posing for the photographer, our winner turns and begins to move gingerly towards the microphone, facing the assembled crowd of industry peers. Personal and organisational brands now begin to disintegrate. They have that deer in the headlights glazed look in the eye as they contemplate a packed room full of searching, quizzical faces. Their throat suddenly seems Sahara parched. Words struggle to get out. Both legs feel weak, and the mind is a total whiteout. What finally does come out of their mouths are strings of pathetic ums and ahs. There are particularly strained and embarrassing silences as they obviously struggle, thinking what they want to say. Their speech is incoherent, nervous, unconvincing, and clearly killing them. In 1 minute, they have gone from hero to zero in front of their industry peers. Some cowards even run from the microphone, declaring they will not take the opportunity to make any comment. Their general demeanour screams fear, and their face looks particularly taut. We're talking about a 1 minute acceptance speech here. An opportunity to promote your organisation, promote yourself, thank the troops, etc. Why are so many people so poorly prepared to represent their organisation in a public setting where there is no excuse and every likelihood that you'll have to get up and speak? One speaker, though, addressed the podium, radiating confidence, stood up straight, and spoke with energy and clarity. It was short, maybe 2 minutes maximum, but it sounded so professional and competent. So, It can be done. What is the difference? The most telling point was the majority of speakers had obviously done zero preparation, and this speaker had worked out what needed to be said. The majority had not considered what they might say until they swung their torso around towards the microphone. That is not a lot of preparation time. Actually, a short 1 or 2 minute speech is probably the most difficult talk we will ever give. It is so brief, we have to really plan it well. We also need to rehearse what we're going to say beforehand. Don't ramble on, and please, let's not practice on our audience. There are only a few points we can make when forced to be so brief, so we have to select the most powerful messages and dump the rest. There is no time for dross. As we say, it has to be all killer, no filler. We need to be projecting massive confidence, even if we are dying from nerves on the inside. By the way, only we know that is the case. Definitely choose and commit not to show it to the crowd. Keep that vital information to yourself. It is a good practice to hit the first word we speak hard to eliminate any hesitancy. With that good energy level established, we should maintain our voice power to project confidence to everybody in the room that we deserve to be up here getting this award. Remember, we are all critics and we judge your entire organisation on you. If you rock, we think your whole organisation is great. If you're a dud, we assume everybody down at your shop is a numbskull. When speaking to the audience, our eyes should be singling out specific individuals at each table to speak to directly, as if we were having a friendly chat over the backyard fence. We're only speaking to them for about 6 seconds though. More than that becomes intrusive, unless it doesn't allow for any meaningful engagement with that person. We then switch our gaze to another table across the room, repeat the process, and start engaging someone sitting there. In a 1 minute speech, we can engage 10 tables in a room with about 8 to 10 guests at a table is a pretty good coverage. We also won't waste our chance in the limelight by applying a vice-like grip on the lectern. Instead, we're going to free up our hands for gestures. We will accentuate particular thoughts and points with the use of our hands. We will definitely slip in a pause after a key point to really let it sink in. We will add extra voice strength to selected words to give them added emphasis. We will use animation in our face to drive the key message hard. If there is even the remotest chance, you will have to get up and speak. Be prepared. Be A-game ready. Be organised and be great. Rehearse what you will say many times until it flows smoothly and convincingly. You may not win, but if you do, you'll be ready. Don't snatch defeat from the jaws of victory on the awards dais. Make it a personal and professional triumph instead. Thank you for joining the Presentations Japan series brought to you by the High Impact Presentations course. Time to get serious? Then contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. That's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y. And also go across to japan.dalecarnegie.com for all the free goodies to build your career and your business. Look for my other podcasts, the Leadership Japan series and the Sales Japan series on iTunes.